What's up, boutique babies? Welcome back to Sharon's Nail Boutique. If you're new here, please hit that like and subscribe button and follow me on all my social medias for more pictures and videos just like this, y'all. Let's get back into the video and we're gonna get started. Okay, so as you can see, I have prepped all her nails and I'm in the middle of pushing her cuticles back. I've already sprayed them with 70% isopropyl alcohol. Just getting ready to put her tips on, and we are using our XXL pre-pinch. Actually, I think these are the no C-curve square. So we are going to be actually tapering them a little bit, not fully coffin, not fully square, just kind of somewhere in between. And I'm just going to use my cuticle bit to go in and get the rest of that cuticle off the nail plate. We're going to come in with our 100-150 grit hand file and finish removing the shine from her nail plates with our hand file, not the sanding band, not the mandrel bit, because I do not like using that on the natural nail plate. I see a lot of people using it and you're really not supposed to. However, to each his own if that's what you want to do. I'm not going to say one way or another because I can't tell people how to do things. I could only just say what works best for my clients. And this is the best prep for my clients. So I'm just going in with my cuticle ball bit, and I do have this sped up, so don't mind that. It looks much faster than it actually is. If I were to slow it down and show you how slow I was actually going, it wouldn't look like this. I have this sped up like 8 times the speed, so just so I could get all the video in here for you, because I left in the filing, I left in the top coating, I left in the jewelry placement, all the nail art, everything for you guys, because I have not been on here in a little bit. I know I've been doing my monthly nail review videos. However, I have not come to y'all with a nail actual set video in a while. So here it is for you. And I actually have another set that I actually did before this. It was all clear acrylic. So what I did was I didn't record doing the clear acrylic lay. I actually recorded the art, like how I painted and did all that art after I did the acrylic, because there wasn't much to see with just laying clear acrylic, So I am going in, removing the shine from the nail plates with my 150 grit side of the hand file. It's less coarse, so it's much more nice on the nail, more sensitive to the nail plate. It's not gonna be so coarse that it's removing layers of nail, which is always my concern when it comes to like the sanding band, because of the constant intervals. So just removing the dust there. Now I'm going in with my no C-curve XXL square tips, and I will leave the link for these in the description index below, as I normally do. You can find these pretty much anywhere. I think I got these ones either on Amazon or AliExpress. Either way, I will leave the link in the description index below for you, with the best ones that I find, best price as far as that goes. So we're just gonna go in with our McCart glue. I love this glue. It works super fast, and yeah, you only need a tiny bit. It works so good. It's like instantly glues those tips on. I'm always like, I see people put nails on and they put them on and they leave so quickly, and I'm like, how do they get the glue to glue that fast? Because I always have an issue with it. I guess it could be from the humidity in my nail room. Either way, oh well, I guess. What I'm doing is taking my little gold scissors and going in on each of these sides and just cutting off those corners so that I can taper them easier. And like I said, we're still leaving them in the square shape. We're just gonna bring them in a little bit, and that's what I'm doing here. So I'm going in with the 100 grit side of my file because it's more coarse. It helps you file in those sides a bit better. Just remember to use your thumb as a barrier between your client's skin and those side walls, because when these files are new, they're very sharp. But also when you're going back and forth filing, you're creating friction. So depending on how fast you're going, which it looks much more fast, so I'm actually going here because I have it sped up, like I said. I did slow it down when I start doing my work, so you'll see how slow I actually work. Although my work part I have sped up twice the speed, it's still much slower than what you see here. So you see how I'm putting my thumb there between the edge of the skin when I go up the sidewalls? That's to protect her skin, because you do not want to cut your client. That's the last thing you want, because that, I mean, sometimes it happens so fast that you don't even realize it happened. Sometimes the client doesn't even realize it happened. I have cut clients before, not on purpose, obviously, but you have to be very careful with your tools. I mean, anybody can make that mistake. It doesn't matter if you're a rookie or intermediate. Like, people who have been in the game for years and years still cut clients every once in a blue. It can just be from the way the client moved or the file itself. Sometimes these files are so strong that it can skip on the nail and jump and cut the client. So you have to just be very mindful of your tools and how powerful they are, and just keep a good grip on them, and make sure that you take training and, you know, all those things, because it's highly important. So I'm just finishing up now, coming in on those sidewalls, removing the shine from the surface of the tip. I just feel like it helps the acrylic just adhere better. And then I'm going to come in after this, and I'm going to come in with my OPI Band-Aid with one coat, and I'm going to come in with my No Lift Nails Acid Base Primer with 2 coats, one on all 10 and then one right before I lay my acrylic. And I'm just making sure I'm coming in with all the nails and making sure they're all the same length. I'm using my double dip acrylic that I got in a set a while back. This is the, not the cover pink, but this is the pink acrylic powder. So there's some translucence to it. It's not fully see-through, but there's some of it is see-through. It's kind of hard to explain, but it's a very popular color right now. I couldn't find my little red brush for my primer, so I had to go in with a gel brush. So crazy. Okay, so this is my first bead, and I picked it up with my McCart brush, but I don't really like this brush too much. So I switched over to my number 14 hollow handled brush that I got from AliExpress years ago. Now, this brush in particular is an awesome brush. However, where I actually got it from on AliExpress, these brushes are insanely expensive now. They're almost $40 for the same brush. And when I got it, it was like 12 bucks. So I don't know what the heck is going on with them. I don't know why they're so expensive now, but you can find this brush other places. You don't have to get it from AliExpress. I used to do a lot of my shopping there, glitters, nail products, all types of stuff, because they have amazing products, and they're pretty much affordable. I don't know why that particular store is charging that much now. I'm not sure. I haven't even inquired about it because of the price, but I could always find out exactly why, because that store in particular has really great quality brushes. So yeah, I'll leave something comparable in the description index below for you all to make sure that you can get your hands on something similar. So yeah, let me know what you all think of this set in the comments below. I'm coming in on all of these nails with this color. So we're going to be building up each of the 10 nails with our pink acrylic powder from Double Dip. And I'll try to find the link for these powders as well. It came with cover pink acrylic, and the white, I believe. I don't think there was a clear in there at all. I think it was just the cover pink, the pink acrylic, and then the white. So, but I really enjoy the products. Personally, it works really well with my Mia Secret liquid. As you can see, that's what I'm using. So I'm just picking up some decent sized beads, starting at the free edge and building my nail up from there. Because this is a product that I don't typically work with all the time, I don't want to go in with huge beads before I know how to master the product itself. So any new product that you're working with, you probably want to keep in mind that if you don't use it typically and you have a certain liquid that's not the same name brand, just try to be mindful of that, because you never know how a product is going to react with your liquid itself. So just be mindful. Make sure that you're draining your beads if you have to. If you don't have to, then it's not a huge deal. As you can see with this, it's kind of somewhere right in the middle, so you don't necessarily need to drain your bead. And it actually was pretty hot in my room, so the fact that, well, I guess that's probably why I wasn't having to drain it, because it was so hot. So basically I'm picking up my bead, I'm placing it, and it's because it was so warm in my room, it wasn't running all over the place. It kind of was setting up a bit quicker than it probably would normally had it not been so hot in my room. So that part I kind of liked, because I've been doing nails for a while now, it's not as hard for me to chase the product around the nail. I kind of know where it has to go. I know how I have to mold it. I know how much product needs to stay where. When you're working on your cuticle portion of your nail, you want there to be more product up at that cuticle stress area, like your apex area. You want there to be more product there in that point than anywhere else in the nail. So your cuticle is going to be nice and thin, tapered. Then it's going to come up ever so slightly to that apex and then back down and out again. So your free edge is going to be thinner than up at your apex, obviously. That's where the bulk of your acrylic should be, because that is your stress point. That's where your nail would break if it broke, for the most part, or right at that natural free edge area where the tip is glued itself. So naturally, that is where the thickness of your nail is going to be, most of it. So just coming in again, I'm actually using like 4 beads on these nails. Some of them are 3, but for the most part I'm building it in like 4 sections because of the length, because of the acrylic, and just because I really like how it's laying, doing it this way. So just laying it bead at a time, and it's, you know, the shape of the nails coming out great. It's not being temperamental. It's really working out nicely. Oh, okay, I did do 4. Okay, so just push it up into place, and you see how I don't really play with the top of that bead. I just push it into place, get it up into that cuticle area, as close to the cuticle as I can without touching the skin, and which, as you can see, is pretty darn close. I like to get as close as possible, because one of my biggest pet peeves is when I see nails done and it already looks like they need a fill. I don't know why people do nails like that. I know sometimes they like to have a little gap so that they can get in and around there with their bits and everything. And yes, I know I do the same thing, but you can't see it on mine. For the most part, you can't really see it. Now, that is something I used to do in the beginning when I first started doing nails, because obviously I didn't really understand that I can get super close without touching, because I didn't master it yet. But I see a lot of nails from people who have been doing nails for a super long time that leave such a big space between the cuticle and that bead. I mean, there has to be a reason why. I'm not sure exactly, but if anybody knows, please let me know in the comments. This isn't to offend anybody. I'm not sure why it's done. If it's done on purpose, if it's done by accident, I don't know. But if anybody knows, let me know in the comments below. Now, I do like a little gap, because I like the way it looks so clean when there's a tiny gap all around the edges. I love that. I love how it looks like it naturally is just kind of growing out of the cuticle itself. That little bit of space is okay, but like when it's bigger than that, it just doesn't, to me, it doesn't look right. But like I said, to each his own. And also, it's not about me, it's about what my client wants. So as long as I'm giving them what they want and their product looks good, their nails look good, that's all that matters to me. This set came out so badass. I was so proud of how this turned out. You know, lately I haven't really been doing too much nails, and so you think that when you aren't doing a lot of nails, you're gonna kind of lose practice and stuff like that, but I haven't. I'm happy to report that I'm as good as ever, I guess. You know, I'm kind of like if anything, I'm watching more videos on other people's channels, and I'm still learning as I'm going. So even if I'm not getting that hands-on experience, which I prefer, I'm still watching and learning new and different techniques all the time. So I'm always in my mind perfecting my acrylic and the way I lay it, you know, thinking of different methods and different ways I can do it. So that much is always in my mind. It's just that every once in a while I kind of like lose my motivation, you know. It's hard to explain, but it's just one of those things, you know. You kind of fall off the wagon, you get back on, fall off again, get back on. But yeah, so I'm just gonna finish up all these pink acrylics on both hands, and we're gonna come in and start with our hand file and kind of come in on those edges, and then we're gonna come in with our tapered volcano bit, and we're gonna come in at that back cuticle wall and around those edges, side walls, down the body of the nail. Make sure our nails are nice and even and no lumps or bumps or anything like that. Make sure it all looks nice and is shaped beautifully, and then we could come in with our hand file and buffer at the ends and finish shaping them. And then we'll come in with our art and all that jazzy stuff that I love. I actually bought those planet crystal things that are really popular right now, so we used those in the light pink at the ends. We used blooming gel, and we did marble tips up until like almost the cuticle. So I brought the color back with like 3 different colors, white, dark pink, and a light pink, and I swirled them together using the blooming gel. It came out really, really pretty actually. So hope you'll stick around for this entire video because it is amazing. And I'm gonna stop talking now because, you know, it's pretty much self-explanatory. If you have any questions whatsoever, please pop them below. I love you all so, so much. I'm so sorry that I haven't been regular lately, but I'm trying to get back into the groove of things. Y'all just bear with me. I love you all so, so much. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. And yes, just like this video, share it if you don't mind. And yep, subscribe if you haven't already. And I will see you in my next one, dolls. Love you, boutique babies. Bye.